So good morning friends, welcome to Raj Malhotra IAS. So guys, here we are about to start the session. जल्दी से हम जो है इस सेशन को शुरू करेंगे. The PDF for today's session has already been uploaded on our Telegram group. You can download the PDF from our Telegram group. So here we are starting in just 1 or 2 minutes. Sukhpreet, good morning. Mohit, good morning. Quick fact, good morning. So good morning everyone. So friends, yesterday I watched Charlie 777 and it was a really touchy movie. So if you have extra time after you can say, if you want to relax after a particular UPSC session, so you should definitely watch Charlie 777. Okay, so it's a really very touchy movie that I watched yesterday, and to some extent I was able to relate with that movie. But anyhow, here we are not promoting movies. This channel is for your preparation. Sometimes थोड़ा extra break तो चाहिए होता है. So here we are connected and let's start the session. Let's see what exactly is there for us. Okay. So Pradeep, good morning. Now as you can see on the screen, these are the words of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So he is saying that you were born with wings, don't crawl, learn to use them to fly and fly. What does this mean? See, when you look into the human being, we are limitless. Okay? We are limitless. Means we have the ability to outgrow ourselves. Continuously throughout the life, you can work upon improving your capabilities. You can work upon improving your capabilities. And why it is important? Because as you can see, sometimes we confine ourselves कि अगर एक पेपर क्लियर नहीं हुआ, okay, so we will just cry about that. We don't realize the true potential of ourselves, that many new roads are going to be open for you, many new doors are going to be open for you. बहुत से रास्ते आपकी लाइफ में जो है वो खुलेंगे. Okay, so this is the important message that you have to understand. Now APJ Abdul Kalam, he has also said that like Indians per se, we have defeatist attitude. We have an attitude of defeat. अरे ये नहीं होगा, ऐसे कैसे हो जाएगा, इंडिया तो ये कर ही नहीं सकता. So you have to understand this thing. We have to move out of this mindset. It is the mental block which is there with us. Okay, तो ये mental block जो हमारे दिमाग में लगा हुआ है, इससे हमें बाहर निकलना है. So like people will say, अरे he was not able to score good marks in class 10th and he was not able to score good marks in class 12th. Even in graduation he was a failure. And if that person tries to opt for UPSC preparation, again the society will say that अरे इनसे कहाँ हो पाएगा. So there you have to understand one thing. There are many people who have cleared this exam despite of their bad records in their graduation and prior education. So बहुत से ऐसे लोग हैं जिन्होंने इस एग्जाम को क्लियर किया है. What you have done in the past is not going to make that difference. What you are going to do today is going to make your future. Past से सिर्फ हमें गलतियां जो है, like we should know that what are the mistakes that we have committed and we are not going to repeat those mistakes. उतना ही लेसन हमें सिर्फ पास्ट से लर्न करना होता है. फेलियर का बैगेज लेके थ्रू आउट द लाइफ वी कैन नॉट वर्क. ओके, we cannot work throughout the life with the baggage of the failure. This is the point you have to understand. And you have to understand one thing here, like we have the ability to fly and that should be the only goal for us. So past mistakes को अपने दिमाग में नहीं चढ़ने देना है, ठीक है ना, उसको साइड में रखना है And whatever you are going to do today, the hard work that you will be going to do today is going to reap you benefit in the future में उसका फायदा आपको जरूर होगा. So this is the important point you have to understand. This is what Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam is saying, that you were born with wings, don't crawl, learn to use them to fly and fly. That's the point here. So here we are moving in another, you can say, session of the Hindu analysis. So as you can see on the screen, so here the first news is that Adani power project sparks row in Sri Lanka. Now you need to understand one thing. Sri Lankan officials, some of them, okay, they have said that Prime Minister Modi is putting pressure on the President of Sri Lanka to give some of the projects to Adani Power. कि Adani Power को थोड़े बहुत project जो है वो हम दिलवाना चाहते हैं. Okay, so this is the important point here, as it's a major issue that how can the Indian Prime Minister put pressure on the foreign president, okay, that President of Sri Lanka, to give a project to a private company. So this is the major, you can say, debate that is going on. Okay, see, you need to understand one thing. We don't follow state capitalism. एक चीज आपको ध्यान रखनी है यहाँ पे, हम स्टेट कैपिटलिज्म फॉलो नहीं करते हैं. व्हाट डज दिस मीन? चाइना फॉलोज स्टेट कैपिटलिज्म. ओके, हाउ कम चाइना फॉलो स्टेट कैपिटलिज्म? चाइनीज गवर्नमेंट, दे प्रोवाइड सपोर्ट टू देयर प्राइवेट प्लेयर्स. वो अपने प्राइवेट प्लेयर्स को सपोर्ट प्रोवाइड करते हैं टू कैरी आउट बिजनेस इन डिफरेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. बट वी डोंट फॉलो दैट. हम वो चीज नहीं करते हैं यहाँ पे, ठीक है ना. गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया डायरेक्टली डजंट इंटरवीन इन द, यू कैन से, डील्स एंड द अदर थिंग्स. जो भी डील्स वगैरह होती हैं, भारत सरकार उसमें डायरेक्टली इंटरवीन नहीं करती है. सो वी नीड टू बी क्लियर अबाउट इट. सो हियर, लाइक, डेफिनेटली इफ it is being done, जैसा बोला जा रहा है, अगर वाकई ऐसा हुआ है, then definitely we have to look into that. Okay, because we cannot use the government of India and the foreign policy of India to bring benefit to a particular private company. किसी एक particular private company को benefit दिलाने के लिए हमें ये चीज नहीं करना चाहिए. Okay, so as we move ahead, there is a news regarding the abnormal dinosaur eggs found in India. Okay, so these have been found in Madhya Pradesh, and what is so special about these eggs? So while eggs within eggs, now this is the new phenomena that we have observed in this particular egg that has been found in Dhar district of Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so Madhya Pradesh के Dhar district में जो है ये मिले हैं, and these are the fossils. So the point is that normally egg within egg are the rare phenomena, and so far they are known to occur only in birds and never known in reptiles. Okay, एग विद इन एग है, इसके अंदर एग के अंदर एग है. नाउ दिस डिस्कवरी ब्रिंग्स आउट न्यूअर कनेक्शन बिटवीन रेप्टिलियन एंड द एवियन एवोल्यूशन. ओके, सो रेप्टाइल्स और एवियन जो एवोल्यूशन है, बर्ड्स का जो रेवोल्यूशन है, वो कैसे हुआ है, उसके अंदर एक लिंक एस्टेब्लिश हो रहा है यहाँ पे. Because this phenomena was earlier observed in birds, but right now with this particular, you can say, development, they are saying that this may also be present in reptiles. Okay, तो मतलब birds और reptiles कहीं ना कहीं related हो सकते हैं. This is what has been mentioned here. So we'll move to the next part now. Now there is another news. Modern Times watches keep an eye on the worker. Okay, so this is what is going on. Now basically what happened, Chandigarh Municipal Corporation, to keep a watch on the सफाई कर्मचारीज, they have provided them with GPS enabled watch. भाई कौन आ रहा है, कौन नहीं आ रहा है, कौन काम पे है, कौन काम पे नहीं है, कौन कहाँ मूव कर रहा है. For that, this GPS enabled watch has been given to them by the Municipal Corporation of Chandigarh. But the point is that this has been done, but there is no legal mechanism that is existing. कोई लीगल मैकेनिज्म एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता है. एंड व्हाई आई एम सेइंग दिस, सी, यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड, वी आर अ डेमोक्रेसी एंड वी हैव रूल ऑफ लॉ. आपके यहाँ पे रूल ऑफ लॉ है, ठीक है ना. सो आइदर यू नीड टू हैव अ रूल, कोई रूल ऐसा होना चाहिए, कोई नॉर्म्स ऐसे होने चाहिए विच कैन फैसिलिटेट द ट्रैकिंग ऑफ वर्कर्स. इफ दैट इज नॉट देयर, देन डेफिनेटली ट्रैकिंग इज इलीगल. बिल्कुल ये इलीगल होगा कि आप अपने वर्कर्स के ऊपर नजर रख रहे हो कि वो कहाँ जा रहे हैं, कहाँ नहीं जा रहे हैं. वी ऑलरेडी नो दैट राइट टू प्राइवेसी इज अ फंडामेंटल राइट, एंड डेफिनेटली दिस डेवलपमेंट is going to violate that. Okay, तो ये चीज जो है ये समझना जरूरी है दैट इवन इफ दे वांट टू कम आउट विद समथिंग लाइक दिस कि नजर रखना है कोई मॉनिटरिंग करने के लिए, ओके, सो देन इट नीड्स टू बी बैक बाय अ लॉ। किसी भी चीज को करने के लिए कानून से उसे बैक करना वो जरूरी है। दैट्स द इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट हियर। ओके, सो हियर विल मूव नेक्स्ट नाउ, आगे चलते हैं। सो डायरेक्टली विल मूव टू द एडिटोरियल सेक्शन। ओके, तो देखते हैं क्या लिखा है। सो टुडेज एडिटोरियल इज रिटन बाय डॉक्टर शशि थरूर एंड he is pointing, he is telling us few things about the Indic civilization and the Indianness. Okay, see, you need to understand whenever we talk about Indic civilization, it doesn't mean that we are just talking about Hindu civilization. Yes, हिंदू रिलीजन इज एन इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ इंडिक सिविलाइजेशन, जो हमारी इंडियन सिविलाइजेशन है उसका बिल्कुल ये एक इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है, ठीक है ना, ये उसका एक इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट है, बिल्कुल, देयर इज नो डाउट अबाउट इट। बट इट इज नॉट जस्ट अबाउट हिंदुत्व, it is not just about Hindutva. Now, further, like in this editorial, Dr. Shashi Tharoor have said that presently there are some, you can say, ideas that are proposed, and one is that at present, okay, the differences that countries are going to face, आज की डेट में जो differences countries face कर रहे हैं, primarily it may develop into clash of civilization, कि भाई वो कंट्रीज का क्लैश नहीं है, वो सिविलाइजेशंस का क्लैश है। लाइक वी हैव इंडियन सिविलाइजेशन, यू हैव इस्लामिक सिविलाइजेशन। दिस इज व्हाट डॉक्टर शरूर इज पॉइंटिंग टुवर्ड्स। नाउ डेफिनेटली इट्स अ वेरी अलार्मिंग थिंग, बिल्कुल ये अलार्मिंग है। ओके, सो दिस इज रियली वेरी क्रिटिकल, this is really very critical if something like this is going on, but these are just concepts, and definitely we have seen at present how the communal differences are increasing, how countries are, you can say, how communities are fighting against each other. But here they are pointing towards one thing, that Angkor Wat, okay, this is the greatest Hindu temple that was built in Cambodia, and this is what he is pointing towards. He is pointing towards the, you can say, how diverse and vast Indic civilization is. Indic civilization is very vast, so don't confine itself to just Hinduism. आप हिंदुइज्म तक इसको लिमिटेड मत कीजिए. दिस इज व्हाट ही इज पॉइंटिंग टूवर्ड्स. इट हैज इट्स रीच बियॉन्ड द इंडियन बाउंड्रीज. दैट्स द पॉइंट हियर. सो देयर, like definitely in Indonesia as well as in Cambodia, Ramayana, Mahabharata, okay, they had a significant, you can say, role in their culture as well. This is how we are related. And here, like the symbols that are being made on those particular shrines, on those particular temples, the Nag, the Sim, the Garud, they are saying that at present they are today's Navy, Army and Air Force. सो अंकोर कद के स्क्रिप्चर्स के ऊपर नाग, सिम और गरुड़ बने हुए हैं. सो दे आर सेइंग दैट दे आर नथिंग बट द नेवी, आर्मी एंड द एयर फोर्स. दैट्स द ब्यूटी हियर. That's the beauty here. Even the Thai king, now they still name themselves as Rama. So the current monarch, that is Wazir long gone, is styled as Rama 10. That's the culture. This is the Indian name which is taken from the Ramayana. The Javanese city of Yogyakarta in Indonesia is also an transliteration of Ayodhya. That's the point here. Now you will be noting it down for your prelims. ये सारे facts आपको अपने prelims के लिए note down करने हैं, because this can be, you can say, asked in your art and culture component. बिल्कुल पूछा जा सकता है, ठीक है ना. So at present there are fault lines that are existing within the world. Fault lines are existing. It is said that these fault lines are going to be there between civilizations rather than ideologies. Political ideologies itni matter nahi karenge. The civilization ideas, they are going to have differences. This is what it is pointing towards. Okay. So we'll move next. Next editorial is regarding the Boris Johnson, how he survived the major, you can say, no confidence motion in the UK Parliament. And the problem is that some of his supporters, means the people from his own parties, they have voted against him, and that's the alarming thing, because it means that in future he might be in a tough position. बिल्कुल वो tough position पे होंगे. That's the point here. Okay. So we'll move next now. Afghan women's right are at risk. Okay, so they are pointing towards few things. The point is that when Taliban came to power, जब तालिबान पावर पे आता है, at that time Taliban said that this is not the old Taliban, this is Taliban 2.0, okay, a reformed one. So later on it has been found that after getting concession from United States, after getting funds from United States and other countries, now they are showing their true color. From where do we understand that? They have banned education for women, okay, that has been banned. Now this is what the Taliban does. So we were expecting that Taliban 2.0 is going to be moderate or reformed one, but it is not like that. It is not happening. वैसा बिल्कुल भी नहीं हो रहा है, ठीक है ना, वैसा बिल्कुल भी नहीं हो रहा है. That's the point here. Now Taliban, they are saying that during the initial period they showed some acceptability towards liberal rights, okay, human rights, rights of women, rights of children, to just to get some recognition in the international, you can say, sphere, international arena के अंदर अपनी acceptability को बढ़ाने के लिए उन्होंने ये सब किया initially. But today they are showing their true colors, and it was hardly surprising. ऐसा होना ही था. Okay, so we were expecting Taliban to be a reformed one to govern the country, but many observers had issued warning that takeover of power by Taliban would result in the loss of fragile gains made in Afghanistan. ठीक है ना? That's the point here. That's the point here. Already, like earlier, like when there was a democratic government in Afghanistan, situation really improved. Now female participation in their labor force, it improved 20 to 22%. This was a significant development. Okay, but later on it has been found that the women participation in the labor force, or you can say the contribution of women in the Afghan economy is further going down. ये बिल्कुल नीचे जाती जा रही है. That's the point here. That's the point here. So earlier they used to, you can say, employ teachers. Now female teachers were also employed. But right now if they are banning education for the girls, then those female teachers will not be have any job. उनकी नौकरी चली जाएगी. And this is what is going on. And this is what Taliban does. So they have the patriarchal attitude. So ये जो patriarchal attitude है, and it still prevails in the Taliban's mindset, and it is not going to be over, you can say, easily. So that's why it is important that these different countries which are going negotiations with Taliban, okay, जो Taliban के साथ negotiation कर रहे हैं, they need to keep issues such as women rights at focus. बिल्कुल उनको फोकस में लाना चाहिए, टू परसुएड तालिबान टू कम आउट विद दीज लिबर्टीज. ये चीज करने की जरूरत है आज की डेट. Okay, so we'll move next here we will be discussing regarding the understanding the OIC, that is Organization of Islamic Cooperation. Okay, so here there are some facts and other things, that why it was formed, what it is doing, how India is managing its relations. Okay, so this was established way back in 1969, summit in Rabat, that is in Morocco. Again prelims related content, you will be noting it down. आप note down करते रहो, notes बनाते रहो साथ साथ. Now it endeavors to establish solidarity among the member states, specifically states where Islam is a major religion. Okay, those states are the member, and this is how they have this idea that they will maintain the sovereignty and they will respect the territorial integrity of the states. Okay, तो उनकी territorial integrity का पूरा ये ख्याल रखेंगे. So protect, defend and combat defamation of Islam, prevent growing dissension in Muslim societies. These are the things that they will be focusing upon. Right now, like, our relationship with them has not been easy, though we are enjoying good relations with UAE and Saudi Arabia. So in the past we had this experience. There used to be a time where Pakistan was really very influential in OSCE. देखो पाकिस्तान बहुत influential था. In 1969 India was invited as a guest. हमें as a guest invite किया गया था. But Pakistan tried to do something, and the outcome was that India was not allowed to participate in that OIC summit. 1969 में ये हो चुका है, हमें निकाल दिया गया था उस टाइम पे, ठीक है ना। इंडियन जो स्पोक्स पर्सन डेलीगेशन था उनको बोलने नहीं दिया गया था बिकॉज पाकिस्तान वॉज इंटरवेनिंग. बट राइट नाउ थिंग्स हैव completely changed. We know that Sushma Swaraj, okay, she has got the chance to address OIC कंट्रीज के समिट को सुषमा स्वराज ने बिल्कुल वहां पे जो है वो उसे एड्रेस किया है, ठीक है ना. So this is the important point. This is the important point here. Now, OIC countries, they already have the 10 years program of action that they are working on developmental aspects and to combat the terrorism. Okay, तो terrorism को combat करना भी इनका एक important agenda है. They are working on good governance, democracy, human rights, fundamental freedoms, rule of law. All these are the prime summits of these OIC countries. Now, there are already talks of implementing social schemes. So ये सब ये चीजें करते हैं. Now, major decision making body in the OIC is the Islamic Summit, which comprise of kings, head of the states. Okay, वो सब साथ में आके decision लेते हैं. And this Islamic Summit is convened every 2 years. हर 2 साल में ये जो है summit convene की जाती है. So you will be noting it down. ये भी prelims के लिए आपको note down करना होगा, ठीक है ना. ये भी note down करना होगा prelims के लिए. Okay. So this is the point here. This is what they do. I already discussed that point, that how Pakistan was influential at a particular time in the history. But right now, India was enjoying good relations. But the present development that the BJP spokesperson, they made a statement against Prophet Muhammad, and this is what has been criticized by the whole OIC. सभी के सभी OIC members ने इसे criticize किया है. Now, we have seen it multiple times. OIC has stated multiple things regarding Kashmir. कश्मीर के बारे में बहुत बार इन्होंने बोला है, and we have protested. हमने भी protest किया है that Kashmir is an integral part. So they have no say regarding the Kashmir. This is what we have conveyed to them. Right now, the whole OIC criticized the Indian government for the statement made by the BJP spokesperson on a news channel. Okay, that's the major significant point. ये है आज की current development. Definitely OIC countries are important because India still has, you can say, not still means India also has the 22 crore Muslim population in India. So we can understand we have a link with them. And later these countries, some of them are West Asian countries which are strategically and for important for our energy security. आपके energy security के लिए काफी countries जो हैं वो important हैं. Okay, some of them are major investors in India like UAE and Saudi Arabia. So all these sort of arrangements are existing. So right now we'll move to next part. So here we have this news, FATF and Pakistan's position on the grey list. So here this is the another entity that is existing. We should be knowing about it. Okay, so FATF की जब हम बात करते हैं, it was established at the G7 summit in 1989 in Paris to address the loopholes in the global financial system, to target money laundering, and later post 2001 it was there to target the terror funding as well. बाद में टेरर फंडिंग का कंपोनेंट भी इसमें डाल दिया जाता है. ओके, सो हियर इट इज देयर टू टारगेट द मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग एज वेल एज टू एड्रेस द टेरर फंडिंग. उसके लिए आज जो है FATF काम करता है. दिस इज हाउ द सिस्टम इज एग्जिस्टिंग. नाउ we have seen it multiple times that Pakistan has been put on grey list. बिल्कुल हर बार बोलते हैं grey list क्या है. So these list basically, so you have grey list and a black list. Grey list, it puts some restrictions. Okay, restrictions on those countries which are indulged in money laundering or in terror funding. उन countries के ऊपर थोड़ी बहुत restrictions लगती हैं जो या तो money laundering कर रहे हैं, terror funding कर रहे हैं. And here we have seen that Pakistan is on that grey list. Now FATF, if you talk about the membership, India is also a member to that, and multiple times we have been, you can say, bringing to light what Pakistanis are doing. So how Pakistan is carrying out terrorism, how they are managing the funding of that, उसके लिए हम बहुत सी चीज़ों को सामने रखते हैं. India has produced multiple, you can say, evidences that Pakistan is still continuing these things despite the restrictions that has been brought. Okay, restriction लगने के बावजूद ये सब चीज़ें वहाँ पे चलती हैं, and it is important for us because we are the victim of that terrorism. That's it. Okay, so as I told you, after your 9/11 2001, FATF also added terror financing as a major focus area. अब वे उसके ऊपर भी focus कर रहे हैं. So at present, the FATF currently has 39 members. Okay, decision making body is known as plenary, meets thrice a year. Thrice a year. ये चीज याद रखनी है हमें. Okay, again note it down for your prelims that this meets thrice a year. These facts are important. Now Pakistan has retained its grey list, means there will be some restriction that will continue to be there on Pakistan, because we know that how Pakistan is carrying out funding and terrorist activity at the behest of South, like Hafiz Saeed and Masood Azhar. उनके साथ मिलके ये सब terrorism करता है. We know that there are many anti-India terrorist, you can say, organization that are still working in Pakistan. So this is how things are done, and it is important role of India that we keep on, you can say, producing evidence against the Pakistanis. वो चीज हमें जरूर करते रहना है यहाँ पे, बिकॉज टिल द टाइम देर इज नो प्रेशर ऑन पाकिस्तान, पाकिस्तान इज नॉट गोइंग टू मैंड इट्स वेज. पाकिस्तान अपने आप को नहीं सुधारेगा अगर हम पाकिस्तान के ऊपर प्रेशर नहीं डालेंगे. सो दिस इज व्हाट वी हैव टू डू. सो वेन एवर यू आर राइटिंग एनी आंसर ऑन इंडिया पाकिस्तान रिलेशंस, you have to mention about these things, that how can we put pressure on Pakistan to persuade Pakistan to stop terrorism. ये चीज हमारे लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. ओके, सो हेयर बांग्लादेश मिनिस्टर ही हैज सेड दैट देयर इज नो कॉम्प्रोमाइज ऑन द ऑनर ऑफ प्रॉफिट. ओके, सो लाइक अदर मुस्लिम मेजॉरिटी कंट्रीज, लाइक बांग्लादेश हैज आल्सो शोन कंसर्न ओवर द स्टेटमेंट्स मेड बाय द इंडियन बीजेपी स्पोक्सपर्सन. सो ये चीज यहाँ पे चल रही है. सो व्हाट मैसेज वी आर गेटिंग? द मैसेज वी आर गेटिंग इज दैट योर पॉलिटिशियंस, दे नीड टू बी रिस्पॉन्सिबल इन योर डोमेस्टिक अफेयर्स. दिस इज द टाइम. ओके, ये हमारे लिए थोड़ा रिस्पॉन्सिबली एक्ट करने का टाइम है. ये चीज समझना जरूरी है हमारे लिए, बिकॉज दिस इज द ग्लोबलाइज्ड वर्ल्ड. इफ यू आर मेकिंग एनी absurd statement without looking into the sensitivities of other, you can say, communities or people from other parts of the world, these type of problems are going to happen, and this is what is happening right now in case of Bangladesh. So we are getting criticism from all sides. The whole Muslim world is putting up the criticism. That's the major point here. Okay, so here we are moving in next point here. So here the news is regarding the Indian talks for more Apache Chinook choppers that we are going to get from United States. See, whenever we talk about defense supplies, okay, so we should be very clear about one point, that India is a major importer. हम एक बहुत बड़े इंपोर्टर हैं डिफेंस को लेके. ओके, एंड आर रिक्वायरमेंट्स आर एग्जिस्टिंग बिकॉज एट वन पॉइंट एट योर वन बॉर्डर यू हैव पाकिस्तान एंड ऑन द अदर साइड you have China. So this is how we are in a tough position. We are in a tough position. हम ऐसी tough position में जी रहे हैं. So we need to strengthen our armed forces. And another important point is that what's the reality right now? 70% of your equipment we are getting it from Russia. Okay, so it means that we are overly dependent on Russia. कहीं ना कहीं हमारी over dependent है. And this is what we have to address, because like in the international affairs, even if you are importing, the best scenario होता है, best scenario is आत्मनिर्भरता, that is having your own capability, अपनी खुद की capability बना के रखना. But still if we are not having it and we have to import it, then the best strategy is to diversify. Okay, diversify your sources, and this is what India is focusing upon. So US से हम चीजें मंगा रहे हैं, and the US president, he had issued a statement that US vow to reduce India's dependent on Russia. यूएस के भी ये इंटरेस्ट में है कि इंडिया की डिपेंडेंस जो है वो रशिया के ऊपर से हट जाए. सो राइट नाउ इट इज नॉट जस्ट अबाउट द अपाचे एंड द चिनूक चॉपर्स. द डील कैन ऑल्सो बी मेड ऑन F-18 फाइटर जेट, okay, which is one of the state of the art fighter jets that are being operated by different air force, okay, of different countries. So ये आज के डेट की बेस्ट इक्वेशन है, एंड द बेस्ट पार्ट इज दैट वी शुड फोकस ऑन आत्मनिर्भरता. तो इंडिजिनस मैन्युफैक्चरिंग अगर हो जाए उससे अच्छा तो कुछ नहीं है. इवन इफ दैट इज नॉट देयर, स्टिल वी हैव टू डाइवर्सिफाई आवर सोर्सेज. सो दिस इज व्हाट वी आर डूइंग राइट नाउ, एंड अदर देन दैट देयर इज नथिंग मच. कुछ खास नहीं है, पॉलिटिकल न्यूज है यहाँ पे. ओके, so after protest, gig workers find work drying up. Now gig workers, you need to understand, they have the short term, you can say, contracts. बहुत ही छोटे contracts होते हैं. In some cases it will be a 15-day contract, it will be a 30-day contract, or they might be on a daily contract as well. हर रोज के अलग अलग जो है काम करेंगे. This is how gig economy is flourishing. they will have the flexibility to switch their job. अब आपको एक जगह काम पसंद नहीं आ रहा, आप दूसरी जगह चले जाओ. This is how the system work. Okay, they have the flexibility to change their job according to the wages that they are getting. So things can also be changed according to the remuneration के according भी आप अपना decision change कर सकते हो. This is how the whole things are existing. But the point is that they were protesting for some rights, they need some protection, they wanted that government should do something. Okay, but right now it is being found that those people who were on protest, they are not getting work. अब आज की डेट में उनको काम नहीं मिल रहा है. Okay, this is how things are. This is how things are. So we'll move to the, you can say, international page here. Now Russia strikes Ukraine depot. Again the battle is going on. Okay, so still, see, you need to understand, like, this war is not going to be over early. Means people are saying that it can stretch up to 1 year. This is how it is. This is how it is now. Like, what will be the outcome? One outcome will be for sure that image of Russia as a global power has declined significantly. काफी डिक्लाइन हो गई है वो रशिया की इमेज, बिकॉज द वे यूक्रेनियंस हैव रिटेलिएटेड, वी like it was just out of the focus. जैसा उन्होंने परफॉर्म किया है, it's a really good thing. Okay, so other than that there is nothing much. Now US trying to hijack the support in Asia. Here the Chinese minister was talking on Shangri-La dialogue. Okay, so Shangri-La dialogue, and like Chinese minister was speaking, and he was targeting the United States, that they are hijacking the whole thing, US is creating trouble. This is how the whole thing is going on. So other than that there is nothing much, कुछ खास नहीं है यहाँ पे. Okay, so today we don't have any economy based news, so that's it for the day then. Thank you very much. Great day ahead. Okay, so tomorrow we are going to come out with some new ideas, more newspaper analysis, and along with that, stay connected with us on Raj Malhotra's IAS, because many more, you can say, surprises are going to be there for you. Surprise can also be there in your ethics component, so I might be picking up another YouTube series for ethics. Okay, so here, stay connected with us and you can definitely learn a lot regarding the GS paper 4 exam, the current trend that is going on. Okay, so we are going to come out with that that analysis, and there will be concepts that will be taught in those particular videos. So it will be a short series, but definitely it will be announced on YouTube, so stay connected with us. Thank you very much.